What's up, everybody? It's your girl Carlene with Strong with Carlene, helping you guys become stronger every day. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Today's a very special day. Why? Because today is Testimonial Monday. I started this Testimonial Monday, guys, last week, and I just wanted to do something fun. I wanted to do something that was going to brighten someone's day. And I asked you guys if you guys have any testimonies of how God has changed your life to submit it to my website. And I got a lot of emails. I got a lot of amazing testimonials. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for sharing your testimonies, because it's amazing to hear what God has done for you guys and how God has showed up in your life. And the testimony that I'm about to read today, it's funny because it was Mando. Mando submitted his testimonies, and this was pretty awesome because I remember the time that we actually went through this, and I wanted to share this with you guys. But if you have an amazing testimony that you actually want to submit, make sure you actually go on our website at iamstrongfident.com, and you can submit your story at the bottom of the link. All right, guys, this is actually for Mando. I wasn't expecting for him to actually submit his testimony, but he did, because he's very proud, and for him, this is huge. Mando was really excited to share his testimony, and he wanted you guys to hear this. And I remember clearly just reading this at the time of our life when we were going through the struggle, and this was during COVID, guys. Like this right here, when God showed up, I still remember that moment. It's pretty amazing. Ever since I began my journey with God and Jesus, there has been a lot of signs where God has showed up. I guess it's because eventually when you have built a relationship with Him, you listen more, or you can hear Him more. But one of the times of testimonies where God showed up for me, even before my relationship was strong with Him, and before I had given my life to Jesus, was a point in my life where I needed Him the most during the time of 2020. I was struggling to get my brand new company and business started and thriving. As you can imagine, once COVID hit, or once we went into a lockdown, because of COVID, my business came to a complete stop overnight. I was put in a position where I couldn't foresee this event, and I could no longer manufacture or make any new product to sell, so I had to rely on government assistance. For example, something called the PPP. To try to qualify for the money for my business and for my family, just so we can put food on the table, from March all the way to May, I applied and applied and applied. I would say maybe, no joke, maybe like 20 to 30 applications, trying to find a bank that would approve me for the PPP loan. The longer it took, the more dire the situation became. I remember the day where I almost gave up. And I was so angry, and I was so frustrated, and I prayed to God, and I said, God, what did I do wrong? Why can I qualify for this loan if I'm overqualified for this loan? Why am I not getting approved when I'm watching everyone around me get approved for the PPP loan? I was about to give up. My wife, Carlene, told me, babe, have faith. Try one more time. And that night, I prayed to God, and I said, God, I'm going to try one more time, and I know you will. I know you will come through. I have faith, and I applied one more time. The next morning, not thinking much of anything, because I already knew and I already got used to not getting approved, my wife and I decided to go for a walk in the local park in our community. As we were walking, there was a random sign on the pole that said Mando on it. But the way the sign looked on the pole, it almost looked like it was a cross. So I didn't think much about it, but I thought it was a little strange and random. We finished the walk, and then when we went back home, as soon as I stepped into the door, into our home, I get a phone call. I get a phone call from the bank that I got approved for the PPP loan. And the money that I received from that loan, I was able to sustain my family and my business, and allowed us to get back on our feet. It was that eventually caused my faith to grow and eventually find Jesus. So this testimony, I believe, it showed that God is always on time. It is not always at our time, but it's at His time. And maybe if I would have gotten approved before that, maybe that money wouldn't have been used in the way that it needed to be used. But this was a testimony of showing how God is always on time. And guys, I remember this situation. I remember, him being and calling and watching everybody like, babe, look, this person got approved for the PPP. Like, why am I not qualified? I fit all the criteria. And there was people that actually applied, and they were even asking for way more for the PPP. And we were just asking for just the minimum. Like, when he applied, he wasn't even asking for way more. He wasn't trying to take advantage of it. He literally was just trying to take care of his family, to take care of us, and make sure that we had food on the table. And during that time, guys, it was hard. We lost everything. We lost our business. We lost everything. And so when he got approved for that, it was just like an amazing miracle because, like I said, guys, he was about to give up, and he just said, you know what, I can't give up. And I said, baby, just try one more time. I was like, just try one more time. And he did. And I remember that day we walked, and, he was so stressed. I remember seeing his face. I was like, baby, it's going to be okay. Things always happen. And trust me, like, I had a gut feeling. I had a feeling that, I don't know, I just felt so good. I felt like he was going to make it happen for us. But I needed Mando to see that. I needed him to see that so he can feel it in his heart. And I prayed. I know I was praying so much. And when we got the phone call, I just kept remember just looking at him. And when he got the phone call and he told us, it was something that we both got on our knees. We prayed and we thanked God because it was just like an amazing miracle. But girl, we were like, honestly, we were like, oh my God, like we were in awe. We were definitely in awe. And this testimony is beautiful because it shows you how God is always on time with everything. And we've had so many incidents, but the fact that He didn't give up. And sometimes we need that, guys. Sometimes, even though it's frustrating and we want to give up, we can't give up. We got to keep pushing forward because we have to understand that God is always on time. God will make things happen for us, but it might not be at our timing. It's at His timing. He has a way better plan for us. So the fact that this happened, it was something beautiful. It was something amazing. And, we were just so thankful and grateful for it. So it's a huge testimony. So Mando, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for giving us a little bit of peace of mind of how God works and how God was in your life and how God made a miracle come through and how you didn't give up. And I'm so, so proud of you for not giving up. And yeah, it's a beautiful, very beautiful testimony. And I wanted to share that. So I hope you guys have an amazing Monday, and I hope you guys keep pushing, and just always remember that no matter what you're going through, God is always there by our side, and God will always come through for us. So once again, happy Monday. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. I hope you have a blessed week. But most importantly, you don't forget that God loves you and that you are stronger every day.